Around the world, 1.4 billion Catholics, along with people of all faiths, are mourning the death of Pope Francis. There have been worries over the Pope's health in recent months after his 5-week hospital stay for pneumonia. And when he appeared at the Vatican yesterday for Easter, there were hopes he was doing better, but that comeback is now being seen as a goodbye. Stephen Fabian begins our coverage.
The world is in mourning today.
A somber morning at the Vatican and around the world.
Remembrances pouring in from every corner of the planet.
Pope Francis' death was announced on social media. He passed away at 1:35 a.m. Eastern Time, 7:35 a.m. in Vatican City.
St. Peter's Square is just filled with a deafening silence as faithful flock here to mourn the passing of Pope Francis.
His death, just a day after he celebrated Easter Sunday at the Vatican, was jarring, but not a complete surprise. CBS News senior correspondent Norah O'Donnell interviewed the Pope last year.
You can tell that in the past year, his health problems have really affected him. And certainly yesterday, in addressing the crowds, you could hear it in his voice that he was struggling.
I know he was advised not to make these appearances on Easter Sunday. Is that right?
Remember, he just got out of the hospital a short time ago after spending 38 days and nearly dying in the hospital while he was suffering from pneumonia.
Today, the Vatican released the Pope's official death certificate, which states he died from a cerebral hemorrhage caused by a stroke.
There's a lot of questions about whether he was out and about and that increased the stress levels for him, but ultimately, a cerebral hemorrhage, which is what the Pope passed from, is something that is pretty frequent in elderly people, especially people over the age of 75.
Last week on Holy Thursday, Pope Francis visited a prison, but his frail state prevented him from carrying out his desire to wash the feet of the inmates, a tradition in the Catholic Church that symbolizes humility and service.
So good to see you.
One of his last meetings was with Vice President J.D. Vance, who converted to Catholicism in 2019. The Veep was given Easter eggs for his children and a Vatican tie. Today, Vance says he was obviously very ill. May God rest his soul. Last night, Pope Francis took one final trip around St. Peter's Square in the Pope-mobile to the delight of the Easter crowds. He will lie in state in St. Peter's Basilica for 3 days, but even in death, he left instructions filled with humility.
We do know that Pope Francis has changed some of the funeral rites to reflect his modesty. Usually they're on a pedestal, but actually his will be lower to the ground. It will actually be an open casket. We know that Pope Francis has also changed the type of casket that he will be in. Usually it's 3 different caskets for a pope. His is just going to be a simple wood casket lined with zinc.